Alright guys, I'm back for the news, and I just got done doing the Decidui raid this morning, so you guys, I started doing those whenever there's a new raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Whenever I do them, I post my builds that I used and the moves and stuff for the captured Pokemon, stuff like that, you know what I mean. You can see it on my Twitter feed, but basically I caught him today, so I figured I posted that before I get to the video for the day. And we got some stuff to talk about today, including Pokemon fans concerned as job listing teases NFTs and Metaverse future. This scares me. Last thing we need is cryptocurrencies and NFTs and stuff like that in Pokemon, to be honest with you. Square Enix is already doing a good job of making their NFT title here, which I think I have an article on here for that later here. Pokemon fans are worried as new job listings that Pokemon companies demanding NFTs and blockchain's expertise for a senior role, which is worrying because that means that they're headed in the NFT category too. Hopefully they don't put it in any of their main games. Thank God, that would be great. Well, the blockchain in video games has meshed a great deal since its inception, for better or worse. It seems Pokemon might be the next new commodity in the NFT space. And don't quote me if I'm wrong, guys. I don't know as much about crypto and blockchain and stuff like that as much as other people do and that are more experienced in this. But I'm pretty sure blockchain is an extension, or NFTs are an extension of crypto and blockchain, aren't they? From what my understanding is. So if you don't know anything right now, the banks in Cali, let's just say, were heavily invested in cryptocurrencies, and now they're belly up. So not really a good time to be jumping into anything related to crypto right now. But that's just me thinking out loud. Yeah, I don't know what these companies are thinking. Anyways, moving on. PlayStation 5 Pro in development may release in 2024 report. A new report from Insider Gaming suggests that the Sony's making PlayStation 5 Pro and that it may release in late 2024. And I was watching, I want to say, I think it was Destin the other day, or one of them, I think it was Spawnwave. And he said there was rumors that the dev kits for next gen, mid-gen refresh for both Xbox and PlayStation. The devs have like the dev kits for them or something. If they're going to do these next-gen refreshes, it would obviously have to be before, like, coming up pretty close, because from Sony's internal documents that were released when in the Activision Blizzard case, they said that the PlayStation 6 their plans for PlayStation 6 would come out sometime after 2027. And if I have the article here, I'm bringing back old articles from a while ago just to delve into this deeper. So if they were going to do that, next year or two would probably be the best time to do that, because 2027 is coming up pretty fast. And yeah. So the PlayStation has been out for less than 3 years, but a higher spec version may already be in development. A new report from the Insider Gaming claims that a hypothetical PlayStation 5 Pro is already in the works, and that Sony is targeting a late 2024 release window. Like the PlayStation 4 Pro, this PS5 Pro would have better specs than the base console, allowing for better visuals and performance. And here's what I don't get. So if they're doing next-gen versions for both the Xbox, which Xbox is unconfirmed as much, there's less information on that than there is on the PlayStation 5 Pro, my bad. But if they're going to do it, I'm just assuming Xbox is going to do it, because if PlayStation's doing it, monkey see, monkey do. But anyway, there's less, if you guys don't know, because we're just now really starting to get all the next-gen titles, they barely even dug into the metal of this thing. They barely even used every ounce of performance that they have. So our next-gen version, or mid-gen refresh, is even justified at this point, because, we kind of had a late start to this generation anyways. We're only just now starting to see some of the new games coming out for these next-gen consoles. They're just now actually starting to squeeze out some of the performance for these things. So I don't know. You guys tell me about that, because that, I don't know. It didn't make any sense. Anyways, Xbox Series X and S and X refresh rumored for 2022 and 2023. And I guess they did have an article, but I just found this. Actually, a lot of these I was using, what do you call it, Bing AI. I'll show you guys in a second how I found some of this stuff. But these are articles that I've seen in the past too. So it's not like I'm just bringing them up out of nowhere and just using AI just to get them. So I just figured I should mention it just to test the AI for Bing. But the prominent industry leaker Moore's Law is Dead on YouTube alleges that Microsoft is planning a refresh of the Xbox Series X and S, with the Series S redesign coming next year and the Xbox Series X One coming the year after, 2023 reports. And yeah, I guess there was information on that. Both the Series X and S have an alleged feature new custom AMD APUs based on the 6nm processes, which means that they're going to be faster either slightly or significantly. This reworked chip could come with greater than 5 teraflops of compute performance, which is obviously better than the current Series S console. And anybody that knows anything about the current Series S, it's let's just say it's a hard console to develop for, and developers have complained about its power in comparison to the Xbox Series X. And it's just a pain to do because it's underpowered comparable to the next gen. Out of the whole next gen group, yeah. So there's that little aspect of it. So that's believable, I guess. Sony confirms release date for PlayStation 6. Sony has seemingly confirmed that the PlayStation 6 will be out by 2028 at the earliest, which is 8 years after the PlayStation 5 came out. So if they're gonna do these now, you might as well just fire away at this point, because, you know, as I said, 2028, 2027, Sony has pretty much stuck to a 6 year to 7 year cycle for its consoles. The original PlayStation came out in 1994, which was followed by the PlayStation 2 in 2000, PlayStation 3 in 2006, PlayStation 4 in 2013. Well, just ads, background ads. And the PlayStation 5 in 2020. So it's only fair to expect Sony to roll out the next PlayStation anytime between 2026 and 2028. Apparently Sony thinks so too. Implies 2024, yeah. In its latest argument against Microsoft Activision Blizzard purchase, Sony harkened back to its Microsoft's earlier offer to keep Call of Duty and other Activision Blizzard games on the PlayStation platform until 2027. Sony explains that the deal on the table will guarantee the PlayStation 6 will launch without having access to Activision Blizzard's treasure trove of popular titles. The world's biggest gaming company claims that this will influence gamers to jump platforms and get an Xbox instead, which can have a negative impact on the competitive integrity of the market. Despite the portion of the filing being redacted, we can assume that PlayStation 6 will launch by 2028. And these are actual legal documents that they showed. I think I've talked about them in the past. And here, I'll show you me using Bing AI to find a random article on the internet. This AI is amazing. Like, hold on. Just type in this. Sometimes you have to be kind of scarily accurate. I swear I put an S in there. Okay. See what we get. And there's different things you can do, balanced and stuff like that. Different SKUs here. According to new reports, Sony is aiming for a PlayStation 6 release date during 2028. And this is their reference, literally brought up the court documents, scoured the internet from thousands of articles and just brought that up. This is what AI can do, guys. It's amazing. And, yeah. This future's gonna be scary. Anyways, back to what we were back to the news articles here. Hitman franchise on hiatus as IO Interactive focuses on James Bond game. Agent 47 is on a sabbatical. IO Interactive is putting Hitman franchise on hiatus as it focuses on its long-anticipated James Bond game instead. As reports say by Ps5 Gamer IO Interactive Chief Creator Officer Christian Elverdam, I hope I pronounced that right, probably butchered it, told Eurogamer that it might be a while before fans get another major entry through Hitman. World of Assassinations will continue to be updated. I'm assuming that's like an MMO or something, or live service. Right now, a major new Hitman game that's a little bit on hiatus as we're building another agent fantasy that's also taking up a lot of our time, Elverdam said, but obviously we'll come back to beloved Agent 47. He's still very much in the heart of this company. I don't really play Hitman, to be honest with you guys. I don't have any clue about anything about the series. Uninformed opinion here. Or reading an article anyway. So, if you guys are into Hitman, there you go. Under the dreaded Activision deal, which I'm tired of talking about, which kind of have to still. I mean, every once in a blue moon I'll come back with new information on it. Check my Twitter. I constantly post things on there about it. Xbox signs a new deal to bring Call of Duty to another cloud gaming service. Another 10-year deal that makes 3 so far, including Nintendo and Nvidia GeForce Now. Microsoft is partnering with Ubitus KK, which has worked on cloud versions of Switch titles, and I believe they're based in Ukraine. I could be wrong. Another day, another new streaming deal for Microsoft and Xbox PC gaming, including Activision Blizzard. If the acquisition goes through, this time Xbox has agreed to a 10-year partnership. 10 years are just flying around here. With Ubitus KK, which owns the cloud service Game Now and has worked on cloud versions of Nintendo Switch titles. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer announced the agreement on Twitter, saying, "Our commitment is to give more players more choices." The pact also comes on the heels of Microsoft signing a 10-year deal with Boostroid, a Ukrainian cloud gaming provider. This is something completely different. Never mind. Not in Ukraine, but there is another one in Ukraine that they did sign a deal. So that makes about 4 10-year deals from the looks of this. On top of Game Now, Ubitus has experience with 2 notable games on Switch. The company worked on the cloud versions of Control Ultimate Edition, The Forgotten City. Ubitus stated on Twitter, "We're honored to establish a 10-year partnership with Microsoft for players to stream Xbox and PC games and Activision Blizzard titles pending the acquisition. This collaboration enhances our library with high-profile games and IPs. It also expands our library size to over 1,000 titles." Microsoft continues wielding and dealing to ensure its $70 billion Activision deal closes. The makers of Xbox have faced headwinds from governmental agencies in Europe and US, as well as Sony. And they're also asking for a lot of the documents pertaining to some of these 10-year contracts that they've been signing. The regulators both in Europe and the FTC. So that's a thing. FTC wants more information about Microsoft's future ZeniMax exclusivity in its 10-year deals. Right there. There you go. All you need to know about this is that they're probably being more strategic in the court by withholding some of this information till it's absolutely needed. I still think the deal is going to pass in Microsoft's favor. There's no question. I think it's going to pass. It's just Sony's got to get as much as they can out of this deal. I honestly think they want to try to sink it too, but at the end of the day, I think this is gonna go through. But I'm not picking on Sony. As I said, I own a PlayStation 5, so either way it goes. What I do find interesting is they're gonna be going into a lot of the financial documents of Xbox. We might actually learn stuff about what Xbox's plans for the future are, seeing as the same thing happened with Sony, and we got information on their next-gen console, when its release date is, or rough release date. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier thing for the PlayStation 6. So, that'll be interesting to see all those documents. So, if anything, we get to see their dirty laundry. Microsoft's absolutely no financial incentive to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation. Yeah, why not make money on your rival platform? I mean, why wouldn't they? Microsoft has reiterated that it would make no business sense to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation consoles if it succeeds in acquiring Activision Blizzard. In a statement to The Verge, Microsoft Corporate Vice President and Deputy General Counsel Rima Alili said there was absolutely no financial incentive for Microsoft to remove Call of Duty series from PlayStation, which is why we have repeatedly said we won't, Ali said. Okay, well, that's all you need to know from that article. I'm just kind of rushing through these because, I don't know. Court litigation, I don't know. Sony worries Microsoft could make Call of Duty exclusive to Game Pass. And here's what this is the thing. Microsoft is going to end up owning Call of Duty. The Activision Blizzard as a company, which owns Call of Duty. Why wouldn't they make it exclusive? Even if they... But here's what the killer, though. Even as they said that, they said they would literally let them put it on Sony's rival service, the PlayStation Plus. It was one of the deals, and as I said, one of the better deals than ones that they currently have going with Activision Blizzard themselves, which are even worse than some of the stuff Microsoft is offering them, and yet they still didn't want it. So I have no idea what's going on in Sony's head. So any other company purchased by a big conglomerate, of course, they're going to want exclusive rights to certain things. I mean, they spend $70 billion on a damn thing. Think about that for a second. I don't know. As I said, Sony... As I said in prior videos, Sony's basically fetal position, flailing around. I don't know what they're thinking anymore. But, hey. Yeah, that's the thing. Enough about the deals with Activision Blizzard right now. We're going to move on here. Square Enix says that there will be a 10,000 characters in its NFT game. And as I said, this is their NFT game that they're working on. Square Enix revealed that its upcoming NFT game, Symbiogenesis, will feature a 10,000 characters with unique designs across various races and professions. Their portraits can also be used as profile pictures. Symbiogenesis official website will launch on March 17th. The game's trademark appeared online last year, hinting at a possible Parasite Eve revival. However, it was eventually announced as a blockchain game, much to its chagrin of its fans. And I don't like the new path Square Enix is going down with some of their games, like with NFTs and stuff like that. Anybody could tell you that they don't like NFTs personally in games. I definitely don't. I think it's going to ruin the gaming industry even more than it already has. That's just me, though. Tell me what you guys think. Ex-Blizzard leaders form Magic Soup Games with goal of creating AAA titles. The studio isn't disclosing what its first game will be, but did say it doesn't nearly fit into any existing genre. And I love it when former devs from different studios form their own studios. It actually makes today's conglomerates freaking buying everything up. And knowing that there's some new blood that are starting new companies is music to my ears, because the last thing we need is everything being owned by a few companies. Blizzard veterans Alan Breck, Jen O'Neill, and John Donman have teamed up to create Magic Soup Games, a fully remote game studio dedicated to creating massive AAA games that have positive themes. I believe some former Playground Games devs were also making their own company or studio as well, so that was a thing a while back I was talking about. I don't know, tell me what you guys think. This is good for the gaming industry. With all the consolidation going on right now, it's good to know that there's new studios popping up. Oh. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description below. Drop me a like and subscribe. If you like my videos, please ring the bell. I greatly appreciate it. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next video.